The Big Red Fueling Station provides an opportunity for student athletes to be fueled and nourished for practice, as well as to start the recovery process from training as soon as they're done training or competing or tearing their bodies down. This has a huge emphasis in not only athletic performance and recovery, but also in helping to transition from academic to athletic pursuits and then back to academic commitments later in the evening. We stock the Big Red Fueling Station with a lot of variety of products. What we do as well or better than any sports nutrition program in the country is that we utilize what I call homegrown products that are developed here on campus. The concept of actually being able to apply it here at Cornell was foreign and almost inconceivable even 16, 18 months ago. One of our assistant athletic directors sent me an email asking if I could speak about the opportunity of maybe actually pursuing a fueling station. And I wrote her immediately back saying I can sprint up there right now to talk about it because it was that exciting. And this was maybe last February. So really just like 14 months ago. Recognizing a lot of the pitfalls that I experienced as a student athlete, the impact that underfueling, undernourishment, malnourishment that student athletes endure as they're training and not effectively meeting their nutritional needs throughout the day. The number one challenge that I face as a dietitian working with student athletes is the busy schedule that our student athletes face. When nutrition no longer becomes a priority, it fights for time with all of their other commitments. And student athletes over the course of the season continually are underfueled going into practice. It has a compounding effect, and student athletes end up increased injury, increased burnout, increased overtraining, and it sets them up for poor health outcomes. And this could take the form of, like I said, injury, illness, but also overeating at night, increased body focus, and a lot of the signs and symptoms that we associate with disordered eating and eating disorder behavior. I try to avoid the phrase proper nutrition because that implies that there's improper nutrition. There's no wrong way to eat. That being said, I try to sell performance nutrition as a core and a fundamental performance variable because it is something that supports every other effort that you can make as a student athlete. If you're eating well, then you're going to get the most out of your training. Good nutrition can't make a good athlete great, but it can make a great athlete good. We have 37 sport teams, 1,100 student athletes, and at any given point through the year, we have somewhere between 400 and 900 student athletes that are actively in season. All in-season student athletes are able to go to the Big Red Fueling Station. We swipe their student ID or we enter their student ID number just to track how teams are utilizing the service. And then they get to select 2 performance snack items. Oftentimes I'm able to help coach and educate student athletes through the process in selecting a pre-workout option that is starchy, that provides energy for training, and then selecting a post-workout recovery snack that will help initiate recovery even before they get to dinner. Big Red Refuel is a product that I had conceptualized when I first reached out to Cornell Dairy maybe three and a half years ago about dairy produced at the Cornell Dairy plant with cows that live half a mile away for athletes that are training a half a mile away from there. The concept of local nutrition and using resources here on campus was something that I was really excited about. And initially we started with chocolate milk as our main recovery beverage. There's an incredible amount of research indicating that it's a great recovery product, but we know increasing protein is most effective. So the balance of carbs to protein is really what we look at, and a higher protein product would be better for higher intensity training, including strength and conditioning. So about a year into our partnership, about two and a half years ago, Cornell Dairy and I started developing a potential recipe, including nutrient needs and doing tastings of this product. We had about 3 or 4 iterations of the refuel product, which we settled on the name of Big Red Refuel. And I would say just about a year ago it went into production for our student athletes here on campus, and has been an absolute hit. It is a protein fortified chocolate milk, so it has double the protein for the volume. So for an 8-ounce bottle, there's 16 grams of protein. Cornell Dairy is world class in its food science, and I think what they do better than anybody in the world is developing the texture as well as the taste of this product. So it is technically a low-fat chocolate milk that has the mouthfeel and the taste and the texture of a full-fat cream, which is incredibly enjoyable for our student athletes post-workout.
No, you don't. Unless you want me to.
I don't care. Introduce yourself any way you want.
You know, I know a lot of you are probably jumping out of your seats right now. You're like, oh my God, that's Adonis, the Greek god. I've definitely heard the stories, but no, that's not me. I'm actually Duke Pickett from the South, not Greece. I'm the 165-pounder for the Cornell wrestling team. I guess recent alum now. I no longer compete, but it was a great season. I wanted to get to 185, 190 to be full 74-pounder, reach my goals. I come back to Ithaca after training in California for a while, and Coach Cole brings me into his office and he says, "Look, we gotta have all our horses in. I can either sit here and butt heads with him the whole time, fight over a spot, or I think maybe I should go down a weight." It had been in the back of my head before in the years past, but I hadn't touched down in years and in a long time. But I thought about it for a while, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna do this for the team. So I started talking with Clint, and really just had to all of a sudden shift gears into shaving down my body frame. During the preseason, I was very much focused on shaving down my body fat as much as I could. I remember sometimes being 4 pounds over the night before, being into our first tournament, going like, man, how am I gonna wrestle? How am I gonna function? I feel like my legs are dead. I'm not used to this water pulling. And eventually, once I got into the swing of things, my body really just started naturally not ballooning up so high. I started getting closer to my target weight, and I was wrestling really, really well. But Clint threw a lot of information at us, and I'm glad, and I wish I could have applied it, all at once, but it was a learning process. I would say for me, what I didn't know is that the timing of what you eat is almost just as important as what you eat itself. The refuel station was great because I'd walk up there and they basically supply you with the different foods that are perfect for your recovery or your pre-workout. I would normally go up and get one of those vanilla wafers. They had caramel, they had strawberry, all the different ones. It had some had some carbs and fats in it, basically to give you energy for the practice. You felt good while you were doing it, and then you had an item for recovery. So this would be either the Big Red Refuel, or there was the Rebuild Cherry Bundy. I actually really liked those because it was tasty and it had anti-inflammatory properties, which I needed. If anything, the maintaining of my weight, having it so dialed in, really proved to me how sensitive your body is to changes. Obviously I was doing this for performance reasons, but now as I go on in life, I'm still going to have these habits because I personally believe that taking care of your self-image is important. Densely sugar-filled snacks, they're all over the place. Your body starts craving that. It's like a vicious cycle you go over and over. And it's hard to break. Everyone should try to hop on the horse and try to live by that, because you're gonna feel a lot better, and you owe it to yourself.
Whether you're a Division I student athlete, a professional athlete, a recreational athlete, or a non-athlete, one thing that I feel very passionately about is it is critical to fuel your personal performance. You may be competing at a high level, or you may be competing at your job or grad school, but it's really important to match your energy and your nutritional needs to your output.